SMD Law is the official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Check them out on the interwebs at smdalaw.com or at 866-529-3537. No matter where you are in the state of Michigan, Upper Peninsula, Lower Peninsula, it doesn't matter. They have an office near you. So whether you need to send a letter to an annoying neighbor, or you're a criminal and you need defense, maybe you just have problems with elder law, check them out, smdalaw.com today. The official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Call them first, then you act.
Welcome back, Spartan Nation Radio, everyone. It's now time for the state of MSU football in our weekly Pick Six with the one, the only, the legendary, the terrific Jonathan Shop. Now, if you guys don't know this because you're new, because our ratings have been fantastic, by the way, thank you, everybody. John joins us each and every week during the football season, and we talk about the state of MSU. Outside of football season, he joins us each and every week. We talk about the state of MSU, basketball, football, whatever's on the radar. But during football season, we do a pick six, where he picks the six, what he thinks are the most interesting games, and we give our opinions and thoughts. Now, if we disagree on 5 games and he gets 4 right and I get 1 right, he wins the week. Now, he doesn't get 4 points. He gets just 1. And if we tie, it carries over like a golf skins match. So on the year, we're back to 0. After I won last week, let's bring him in, the great John Shop. John, how are you?
I'm still recovering from last week. We had the 6 most interesting games ever. And if you are a football addict like me, you were crazy enough to stay up to the wild ending out at Fresno State, and you watched Goldie Gopher save the day. Minnesota over Fresno State, and I even saw some of the extraordinarily delayed Washington, California game, which barely didn't make our 6, but I was not going to stay up for the very, very end of that thing. But what a wild week. So if the folks, the Husker fans out there try to pick up and rebuild, the LSU Bayou Bengal Tiger fans are flying high. We do have a square, even season after 2 weeks of the Pick Six, and this week it's a little bit lighter as far as the meat, but we've got some interesting stuff that we're ready to roll.
Let's go.
How about this football team, the Stanford Cardinal? Trouble last week. Air out of the balloon. Southern Cal, smush after a decent start. Now they got to go all the way across the country to Orlando in Central Florida. A lot of people think first thing is most important is what time is this game going to be played. It is a 3:30, so it's not like Stanford is going to be asleep for the first half. Stanford at Central Florida. I had this game another way a week ago. I'm flipping the script now. I like the home Central Florida.
So do I, John. I'm all in on Central Florida in this game. I'm just not impressed with Stanford. The thing I don't get about Stanford, I'm all in on them big. I was in on them big before the year, and I know they lost a quarterback, so I'm going to give them a little bit of grace there. I just didn't like the way they played. I didn't like the way they looked. To me, it was just discombobulated. How about you?
Well, there's an issue with the quarterback, and there's also an issue as I hear Urban Meyer speaking gospel on Fox. It's just fantastic to hear him. He talks about you don't fit the system. You don't fit the players to the system. You fit your system to the players. And if this doesn't go well for Stanford this year again, I think people are going to actually have a question of Golden Child coach David Shaw, as in what is he doing? Maybe he got the wrong kids or they didn't adapt enough. So I think that they may have some longer-term issues there. I don't know that they get this fixed this year, and I don't think they're going to fix it this week.
John, I need to ask you real quick. Are you enjoying Meyer during the games or in that pregame show? Because quite frankly, I'm enjoying the pregame show more than game day.
Yeah, pregame and after. And obviously last Saturday was unique with the extraordinary rain delay. So they had a million things to go through, including Meyer breaking down where he was when the Tennessee thing went down with Greg Schiano and what he thought about Tennessee and the state of Tennessee. But pregame has been fantastic. Fantastic lesson on the basics of the spread offense and what it was designed to do, and great stories about how they accidentally bumped into a couple different things in there. Meyer was good on TV when he was at ESPN, but he's better on TV now. He really is outstanding, and it's something that's nearly becoming can't-miss TV, and we're only into week 3.
I agree. He strikes me a lot like Bobby Knight did when Bobby Knight got in the booth. You know, he's a little He's a little truthful. I don't know how long they'll let it go, but it is Fox, not ESPN.
How about this one? Cy-Hawk game. Iowa at Iowa State. To the Hawks' benefit, this one is a little bit later than it usually is. Iowa at Iowa State, Cyhawk game.
I'm taking Iowa.
Ooh. Now, Iowa State is at home here, and they've got their stadium dressed up a bit. I'm actually higher on Iowa this year than I have been in the past. I think it's obviously super close. I like Iowa at the very end of the game.
So we're in agreement. I can't believe it. We're in agreement.
We are. I thought you were going ISU on that one. I would have bet the farm on ISU. You're going ISU on that one. Now, here's an interesting one. We see this a lot early in this Pick Six each year. Repeat teams. And we've got one hot as a candle right now, Southern California, going to Provo, going to BYU with the semi-shocker in front of a very, very excellent road contingent last week as they did Tennessee on Rocky Top. Who stays hot? Southern Cal at BYU.
This one to me is an easy call. I'm riding with USC all the way.
I love what they're doing at BYU in different spots, including defense. I don't like it on offense. I think Southern Cal has something going here. I'm right with you on Southern Cal. Now, we've got a warning game. This is a push the red button warning game. This is trouble approaching for Arizona head coach Mike Sumlin. This is one this week that if it doesn't go his way, he may be a step closer to becoming a coordinator again than a head football coach at a program. I'm talking about Texas Tech at Arizona. Of course, it's a 10:30 game out there in the desert. Red Raiders 2-0. Arizona is 1-1. I like Texas Tech.
John, I was hoping you would pick this game, and I thought I could bait you. I'm sorry. I'm riding Texas Tech all the way.
Yeah, this is a warning shot game. That's one of the reasons it's one of the most interesting ones. It's not quite back against the wall, but if Mike Sumlin looks to his back, I think he's going to see a wall that he hasn't seen necessarily before. The kind of honeymoon is going to expire. Interesting football game. May have some passes thrown. Washington State at Houston. Leach v. Holgorsen. This one should have air under the ball on Friday night.
Oh. All right, I'm gonna go strictly with my heart here because I absolutely love Mike Leach. To me, there's nothing about Mike Leach not to like. And, Mike Leach will win the game he's supposed to win, lose the games, but I just like it. I'm going to go Washington State on the road.
This is a really tricky one. It's inside of that Energy Stadium in Houston, so it's not that heat won't be an issue, but it shouldn't be really an issue. Washington State scores 58 and 59 the first 2 weeks. Houston scores 31 and 37. That is a bad equation, but reverse the field. Houston, first big win under the excellent hairstyle of Dana Holgorsen. I'm going to go ahead and take them Cougars. We're going to round out this week's Pick Six with a muddy operation, I would say. Kansas State University at Mississippi State University. This one may seem lower level because it looks like it, but this one should be close. KSU at Mississippi State.
I don't think it's close at all. Mississippi wins it. Mississippi State wins it.
Well, this is a reason I take this one this week is because you have a conference clash. If you want to see what a second tier or lower half team in the Big 12 versus the SEC looks like, I wonder how close this will be. I like Mississippi State as well.
All right, John, let's dig right in on the state MSU football. How about that Spartan offense?
Well, I think we just saw something last week that naturally happened, which is fantastic. I think the tailback rotation has been set. I think what you saw is Michigan State discovered a running back, and for whatever reason, it's not necessarily that Collins is better or worse than any other two running backs, but when you saw the plays develop, everybody was in sync better, whether it was spatial awareness, whether he was letting holes to develop, whatever it was, there was a better fit, and it was a natural fit that you saw with Elijah Collins. So I think if you're Michigan State football, you've got Elijah Collins as your starting tailback. You've got Ladarius Jefferson in spots when power is needed, and he gives you some serious options. And you've got Connor Haywood to kind of do a little bit of everything, and also hopefully be able to do something either as a split end or a tight end. So I think we saw a step that is not going to be anything but built upon last week in what looks to me like the new tailback for Michigan State.
What did you think about the play calling of Brad Salem? I don't care what anyone says. The play calling was different. The rhythm was different, and I liked it.
What I saw was people with some intention and some urgency that we have not seen since they absolutely mopped the floor with Washington State in that Holiday Bowl. So it was kind of a strange feeling because it felt like Michigan State football was picking up where they left off after the Holiday Bowl. It's almost like forget about the entire last year and it's just the train wreck that it was. This is what we were expecting to see at the start of last year. So I am curious to see how they're going to build upon it from here. I'm telling you, Arizona State is fantastically coached, and they will not come in here without a plan for success. So anybody who thinks Arizona State is no good and you can just look past them is asleep at the wheel. They're going to give you probably more than a typical team would with that level of talent because of the outstanding coaches they have. And obviously after that, you got the real deal going with Northwestern. So this is to me, what I think I saw was a potential turning point for the offense. I am curious to see if the light did go on, if we do see the commitment to stick with this, what looks like new tailback rotation, and see where it goes from here.
Great stuff there. Spartan Nation senior writer John Shop.